The journey of the entrepreneur is a profound and wonderful journey.
I didn't want to work for anyone else. I wanted to work for myself.
Hi, I'm Mike Caslin, your host for Veterans Playbook.
I'm hearing a lot of assets from your military experience.
I initially started Battlefish to help other veterans, to help other people.
It's battle fishing good.
This is a series about veteran entrepreneurs driven by their passion and purpose to create peace and prosperity for themselves and their community.
We just grew 20% in the last probably 3 months.
You've been heroes, national security heroes.
I've been mortared, I've been shot at.
Now it's time for you to become economic heroes. We're going to be using the Entrepreneur's Playbook, written by Professor Len Green, member of the Babson Business Hall of Fame, philanthropist, author, and serial entrepreneur.
Find a problem out there, solve it.
We want to ignite your passion and your social entrepreneur within.
Everywhere I went, you could never find this style of pizza anywhere.
Most people see an abandoned building as just waste. We see it as an opportunity.
So we're with Entrepreneur's Playbook TV today with UAT founders, and it's great to be here, Daryian and Eva. And we'd love to know kind of the beginning, because we'll have a chance to see you grow, but it took a lot to get here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I always wanted to work in aviation, so I saw the opportunity to join the military. So it was Army at first, and I was an aircraft electrician. Then it just happened, and I was so excited. I did this for many, many years, and while I was working on CH-47s, the Chinook helicopters and the Black Hawks and the Kiowas, I was replacing a lot of the wiring, and these fasteners that they had, they're actually metal clamps, and they're very difficult to put together, and they have a lot of parts, okay? I developed carpal tunnel syndrome because every 90 days we had to do modifications to the aircraft, so replace all these clamps, and add all the hardware. So this became very, very painful. When I got injured, I didn't want to say this because the only trade that I knew how to do was being the aircraft electrician that I was. And there were a lot of peers with me that suffered the same problem, but they wouldn't say either because that's the only way to provide for their families. So I had a very bad experience where I started to drop things. And then people started looking at me, hey, this protractor, every time you drop it, it needs to get recalibrated. It costs the company some money, and it's happening a lot. So there was a point in my life where I just couldn't do my job anymore. And in that period, it was devastating because I lost my house, and I didn't have anywhere to go.
So part of your struggle to survive and then thrive included help.
Yes.
And I think one of the things we all find it hard to is to ask for help. So can you tell me about the group Soldier On that helped you? Tell us about that resource that so many more can benefit from.
Absolutely. So the first resource, it was Soldiers On. So I called them, and they immediately assisted me, and they gave me the first installment for security deposit for an apartment,
right.
And then they paid the first utility bills so I could move in without a problem, and because of them, then the GI Bill came in, and I was able to continue paying for the apartment. If it wasn't for them, I would be in the streets.
Right, so we have the basic human needs: food,
Yes.
clothing, shelter, transportation, and at the right time there was somebody there to help. And by doing that, they've given you that path to create a company that can help so many more.
So it was in 2016. I had to get a new skill because I was out of my job, and I figured I have a veteran's benefit that I have to use or I lose it. And RPI had a yellow ribbon, so it would match my GI Bill, and I didn't have to pay tuition. So I said, I'm not gonna lose that opportunity, and I decided to take an Inventor Studio course. I came here and I did not know anything about how to commercialize a product. I didn't know entrepreneurship. And just participating in the Inventor Studio that changed my career, my life, everything, because I didn't know it was possible.
I asked students, how many of you want to launch startups? I remember it very well. You didn't raise your hands.
I was scared.
And I also remember at the end of the semester when I asked, how many of you want to launch startups? And you raised your hands consistently towards the end of the semester. So that was fantastic. So Inventor Studio courses at RPI were set up for students who are interested in working on their own problem that they're passionate about. So the first thing that we asked, which you're very familiar with, we asked them to define the problem. And in your case, you chose your own experience, work experience that you had, and what kind of problems you faced when you were working. And that launched your innovation project.
There was a helicopter that landed here
Yes.
at RPI at the field.
From
Remember?
Sikorsky, yes.
From Sikorsky, and you told me they're going to be presenting. So I went to the presentation, and then talking to one of them, Ryan, which was an alumni, an RPI alumni too, working for Sikorsky. He said, submit to this challenge.
Yeah.
So we submitted to the challenge, and then we ended up being a Sikorsky awardee after that. So I don't know if you remember it.
I remember it very well because I was there with you and Eva, and actually that presentation that you had was so good. I still use it every semester to showcase to students on how to prepare presentations. And so Daryian Rhysing was here, and so he got the Inventor Studio Startup Founder Award, and this is the presentation that he made at Sikorsky. So he's a Sikorsky awardee based on
very
that.
nice, very nice to hear that. I wasn't aware. I'm surprised.
So that was a very good presentation that you had.
Thank you.
Active duty military, are you locked and loaded on your civilian life career plans? Military spouses, have you found a career that travels with you? Veterans, are you on a path of passion and purpose? The secret to your career success and happiness is all about fit. Learn how to customize your career to your powerfully unique talent, passion, purpose, and values. Control your own destiny by launching your own business. Order these books now on Amazon or visit veteransplaybook.com. Many entrepreneurs learn things the hard way. Increase your chances for business success. Len Green has over 40 years of experience advising thousands of winning entrepreneurs. He shares their inside secrets and proven strategies so you can learn it all before you launch your business. Based on his popular course at Babson College, the book reveals 18 down-to-earth principles and proven business tactics. Read the book and get online feedback from Len. Order today on Amazon or visit veteransplaybook.com.
So today we are with the city of Pittsfield, with the mayor of the city of Pittsfield, who was one of the key resources for our company as we were starting out and as we were trying to make a difference for the future of veterans. And Mayor Linda Taylor is here with us. She met us back on one of our first big competitions hosted by Lever, which we won. You met us there, right?
Yes, it was really an exciting presentation that both of you gave, and I can remember being in the audience for the competition. And Eva, you were phenomenal, a powerhouse up in front of a large audience, introducing us to your innovation and your concept, and of course Darian's story, veteran story, made it come to life. The two of you together were really impressive. You went on to win that competition. And so congratulations, I think that was what really kick-started your company.
Yes, it is one of the bigger checks that we ever got. And we were so thankful because part of our story is back then, Daren was unemployed. And I was the only one working in the household because we believed that this clam could make a difference.
And in a sort of roundabout way, you met with us, and we have here the red carpet team, and we were able to listen in greater detail to your aspirations and think about how do we help you here in the city of Pittsfield. And we were so impressed with the concept, the innovation. We believed in you.
Yes.
And we gave you a $300,000 economic development fund so that you could go to the next level.
We went to so many people and we were never taken seriously. We were never taken seriously, even with Daryian's veteran story. And it wasn't just money, right? For us, it was the belief and the connections that we had, which you've done for other companies as well.
We have, and I think for me personally and professionally, the reason why the story and your vision and your innovation was so intriguing to me is that I'm also the daughter of an American military family, so I have great belief in and faith in and confidence in our veterans. And so Daryian's veteran experience and just the idea that what you were experiencing as a mechanic in the helicopters was creating a physical ailment for you, and you wanted to design something for the future that would allow for mechanics to have an easier time in the work that they're doing for our military personnel. And of course, Eva, as a woman entrepreneur, also really was inspiring to me as a woman who is in a leadership position as a mayor. Just the combination of the two of you was really, really compelling and powerful, and we were so happy to be able to help you.
So can you tell us about kind of this, a real-time event that you were able to take and really help people, escape to safety?
Yes, there was a time where I was in Iraq and then one of the helicopters was down, so they needed an aircraft electrician ASAP. So they flew me and just dropped me there, and you gotta fix that and you don't have a way back. That's the helicopter. So I'm here, oh my God, I really need to do this, and I'm climbing in the back of the tail, and then I see that there was a wire that was completely cut off, and then okay, I put a splice in there and quickly, as the best I could, and say, hey, let's test this. No, there's no time to test. Jump on, we gotta go. So we're on the go, and I was like, oh my God.
And you're in the combat zone.
Yes,
it's not like everybody's breaking for lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a spliced wire that I had to repair, basically.
And the poignancy was no one in that whole apparatus could tell where it was.
Yeah.
Yes. So our clamp can actually locate a single wire within a wire bundle that is actually causing the problem. But the good thing about it is that it detects faults over time. So if there's a wire that starts to chafe, there's going to be a loss, a very small loss of voltage and amperage, which the clamp's going to detect this before that wire actually completely breaks.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Eva, one of the key principles of entrepreneurial success and kind of out of the playbook is the ability to see opportunity and then pursue it.
Yes, they still to this day, some of the diagnostics is with a multimeter, walking down the line, shaking the wire, trying to find where the problem is. And we saw this opportunity to create a solution to be able to target that.
Can you tell us about your kind of product and solution?
Sure, certainly. So what we have here is our demo that we tend to carry with us. What we demonstrate here is what happens in a vehicle, in an aircraft, over a long period of time, but we accelerate it so people really understand that electrical wiring is very important. So I'm going to start the system, right? You see it's going. Our system gathers data, right? And we know how much is going through. But what happens with electrical wiring over time is that it begins to degrade. So when degradation begins to happen, you see that we saw a notice, it's around a volt drop. Do you see a visual difference?
Not so much.
Not so much. It's really hard to tell. And this is what happens because we still rely on visual or on a point of failure to diagnose it. And we can tell you when you are reaching this stage before it really becomes a problem. And what happens with operators is that, from the comfort of their own office or workshop, they can go in and actually see with a digital twin where the problem is located. So it takes something that can take days down to a couple of hours.
So one of the amazing things I think as business today is that you're so much bigger than yourself. We talk about 4P impact: people, planet, place, sustained by profit, the 4Ps. Can you talk us through that a little bit?
Yes, definitely. So for us, as I mentioned before, this is a mission, right? Of course, profitability is a goal, but it's not the only goal. For us, our mission is to be able to help veterans. We hire veterans. We love working with veterans.
Love veterans.
But also make an impact to other people like Daryian, who had to suffer in silence because of the fear of losing their jobs. Our clamp wants to have and is having a positive impact on our environment in two different ways. First and foremost, we made our clamp lightweight with the purpose to take weight off of aircraft. So I'll give you a statistic. Let's look at the Boeing 737. Normally that Boeing has around 25,000 clamps. And with them replacing it with us, we can take over 600 pounds off of that aircraft. And you think about the jet fuel that aircraft makes, it's a lot of CO2. That means we can take and reduce for one aircraft in 1 year over 1,000 tons of CO2 reduction. That's as much as if we churn a full town fully solar.
So what's the most fun of what you're doing? Like
The roller coaster.
The roller, just the ride itself.
Yes.
The ride itself.
It's a bus on a roller coaster. You don't want to get off the bus.
It's the ride. It's the ride because for us, you know, we saw this on a piece of paper, then we saw it in the computer, then we saw it on 3D printed, and to finally have the real part in our hands, and now having our parts in vehicles and equipment and seeing it, it's like a baby. It's taking the next steps. Right now, we're headed to put in our stuff in the future vehicles, and anywhere that's that warrant, that's where we're headed, and that's the voice and the mission and the statement I want to get out there. And then what I hope is for entrepreneurs or veterans out there that may see this, it's okay to dream. Dream big, and find your path towards that dream, because that's what kept us alive and kept us going through the hardships, all the frustrations. How are we going to be able to do this? I don't understand it. Why don't they get it? That dream, that daydream, that goal is what helped us continue to chase it on.
What's one new habit that a veteran spouse, caregiver could start that could change a little bit of that view from kind of looking at my scars and sorrows to looking to something bigger? Is there anything that you did that could help?
Yes, they need to, first of all, believe in themselves. Because sometimes you don't think you can do it, but then you say, other people have done it, you know, that means I can do it. I will find resources in my path to be able to achieve them. I just have to believe in myself.
Well, welcome to Heroes Cafe, where our heroes of today meet our future heroes of tomorrow, our viewers. And so we're thrilled to have our veteran entrepreneurs, our national security heroes, who are becoming our economic heroes here in America. And we're thrilled to have Iron Mike Stedman of Ironbound Boxing and Courage Academies, and the author of Black Veteran Entrepreneur. And we're thrilled also to have Daryian and Eva Rhysing with United Aircraft Technologies. And we'll go right in and talk about how did you start recognizing an opportunity for UAT? What was the struggle point then, and what's the struggle point now?
So basically, for us, one of the major challenges is making sure the education gets out there about the importance of making sure your electrical safety is at the forefront of everybody's thought.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like that's like a non-obvious insight for a lot of people. So everybody's caught up on the designs of the aircraft and all these different things, and what it sounds like you all are saying is like, hey, none of that works unless all the wiring is dialed in, and also having a system in place so if things go wrong, it's easy to fix and correct. And I think that's where thought leadership, writing articles, giving talks to really educate people about this problem.
What's an ask that you have for our viewers? How could they help you?
Certainly, if you have any applications in emergency response vehicles or any vehicles that in a fleet that you may be responsible for, feel free to reach out to us to our website, and we'll be more than happy to come out and show you and quantify for you how our system can improve your operations, but also the overall safety of your vehicle fleet.
And also for our veteran communities and veteran VCs, if you can make a connection to any of the program manager officers that deal with any system that uses electrical wiring, just to remind ourselves that the priority is saving lives, especially those of our fellow veterans.
I hope you are inspired by this amazing veteran venture story. Whether you're an active duty veteran or military family member, starting your own business is a great dream. We hope you're inspired to act now, pursue this passion and purpose, and by doing so, move our world to a better place. We are Veterans Playbook. Until next week, I'm Mike Caslin.